Welcome on in to another A-Rank Guide, everybody. Today we are going to be doing a Manhattan Cafe run through. We were so lucky, and we were able to pull her on our second scout yesterday, which is freaking amazing. I have not gotten that lucky in a very long time, so we're very happy about that. And we're going to be going through and getting her up to an A-Rank today, as well as doing a PvP guide today. So first of all, two things to keep in mind. She has a 30% increase to stamina, which is phenomenal. However, the second thing to keep in mind is that means there is no additional boost to any of the other stats. So everything else we got to get up by ourselves. We're going to keep that in mind when building our support card deck and also choosing our legacy characters. For our first legacy characters, we are going to be putting everything into power and speed. I have a power speed split here with our Symbole Rudolph at a 42. 21, we'll just use her, and then we'll go down and grab ourselves a winning ticket who has a 42-12 split. We're throwing it into speed and power because we're going to have such a huge increase to our stamina training that we are not too worried about being able to get that up. I want to make sure that we're essentially maxing speed, getting power as high as we possibly can. For our support deck, I'm going to be choosing once again a Kitasun Black. I have a Aishin Flash. I have a King Halo, who are my two best speed cards. And we're also going to throw in one of our support cards that is stamina. I'm going to be choosing Super Creek because Super Creek has a chance of giving us Swinging Maestro. Let's go ahead and start this career. So to start out, we are going to be trying to crank up these points as quickly as possible by focusing on the friendships. We also want to make sure that we're getting in as much speed and power training as possible. In this case, I have a Matikane Fukugitaru and a Kitasun Black. There's no double stacks, they're all just single. So I'm going to go with our speed card here. Speed is more important than wit, but we also want to make sure our wit is getting up as well, so our skills will proc. There we got a double speed. And now we have a speed and wit on our speed. We're going to take that. If we can get that speed up to level 5 by mid to late game, we're going to be very happy with the end stats here. Nothing landing on wit, unfortunately. This is a good time for guts training. We got our double speed stack again. Energy's getting a little low, so we are going to try to get that up a bit. Let's see, but we're going to do it by training wit, because we got a double stack on wit. I'd rather get those friendships up than get a full bar of energy right now. We can do another Die with Scarlet on wit. Wit is also going to be training up our speed, so we do not mind having to do that. And that event drains some energy, so that's a bummer, but we can do another wit training. Our Aishin Flash and King Halo are raising at a steady rate here. Very happy with that. Mood went up. It is looking good. Now this is going to be a good time to take a rest since we don't have any wit training. And there we go. Max energy up and great mood. We're looking great here. It's a good time to train power. Corner recovery is going to be massively helpful for the long distance races. We got a triple stack on stamina. And now we're going to always choose the dialogue options that are going to give us some energy back. Kitasun Black here is going to give us another mood up. Our mood's already great, so it didn't really do all that much for us, but it still gave us a little bit of a stat increase, +2. Now we got a 4 stack on speed. Love to see that right before the junior debut. We shouldn't really have any issues going into the junior debut here. We are going to switch ourselves over to a front runner just for this debut race. And just like that, we nailed our first place just by a nose, but that's fine. As long as we're taking home that W, we are happy. Now we got 14 turns for 4,000 fans. That's not going to be too difficult for us. So we're going to really focus on the training. We only actually need 2,900 fans. So the training comes first. Time for a rest. We don't have a good wit training. When our energy is low, we are going to be taking those rests. We'll throw this into power. Get our Kitasun Black and our Matikane up. And now we got a double speed stack on wit. And both of those, Aishin and Kitasun Black, rising up to rainbow training. Let's take our rainbow speed here. I believe that should get our speed level up. Yes, speed level 2, looking good. And now we can do another speed training, get King Halo, who is our furthest behind in as far as our support card training goes, but that's okay. We can do another win here with Daiwa. And Daiwa's going to give us a bit of energy back as well. That's why I love using her support card. Rainbow training, and we get the King Halo skill hint. She's officially up to green. Outer Coast proficiency, probably not going to be purchasing that skill, but that's okay. Let's see, can we get the energy plus 10? Yes, we did. Excellent. Now, we don't have really good training options here, so I'm actually going to take a rest because I want to get that King Halo up if possible, while also getting some of the other Umas up. She's not even on the list this time, which is strange because she has my highest special priority out of our group here, but oh well, we'll make do with what we got. And plus 10 speed. I accidentally clicked a speed training there. I would have gone and trained. King Halo there says we had pretty much max energy, even though we did not have any rainbow training. That's fine. Let's see, where'd you go? Okay, sweet. Now it's a good time for some speed training. King Halo is so close to being up to the orange. We're going to take a look at the available races now to make sure we're not cutting it too close. And the hopeful stakes should be a perfect match for us. This is going to... Oops. Well, we've been getting a lot of speed training in, so that's fine. I highly recommend switching to a late surger, back to a late surger before doing the hopeful stakes, especially if you have lower stamina at this point. So, you know, be careful. I click too fast sometimes. It happens. This is a good time for wit training. Our King Halo did rise up to rainbow training there, so we are all set as far as our speed cards go. There's Swinging Maestro, bringing it home, Super Creek. Thank you. That's another good time for wit training. Now, we're not too focused on getting our Super Creek up to rainbow training. It will probably happen naturally by late game. That being said, all we need to do is make sure we can win this Tenno Show Spring. That is what is most important for us right now. 2 turns before the Yaoi Show. And this is a good time to throw it into power. Try to max out Aishin Flash. King Halo's almost there, and that's a power level 2. Another power training. The Yaoi Show should not be too difficult for us, but remember, if you haven't by this point, switch yourself back to a late surger. It's going to be pretty much necessary going forward as the races get longer. We want to make sure we are conserving as much stamina as possible. 12 turns before the Saint Light Keenan. Ironically, I am drinking my 3rd cup of coffee today while playing as Manhattan Cafe. Nice. And this is going to be a good time to take a rest. Daiwa Scarlet Rainbow training is great, but our energy was concerningly low. So it's always a good choice to get that up if it's too low. I'd say below 1/3. Give us some good inspiration here. We got S-Turf looking good. 82 power and 32 speed. Really good stack there. Great time to do another wit training. And we don't want to lose 10 energy, so let's choose the top option here. Always give yourselves a buffer with the energy. Make sure you are training up that energy. Time for a wit. And we're not getting any good double speed stacks, unfortunately, but that's okay. We will ideally get those late game anyway once our speed level is up quite a bit. And no rainbow training, no good wit. Take a rest and cap off our energy here. We are headed into the beach training here, but we got 47 speed, so we're obviously going to be taking that. Love to see those. Now let's go for speed. Remember, we don't have any additional stats going into speed, power, or wit. It's all in stamina, so we got to make sure we are getting that speed up. If we have dialogue options that give energy back, obviously prioritize those. However, if the alternative is to get it into speed and you already have a really high energy bar, I highly recommend throwing that back into speed. Now we got a 53. Love to see that. And we got one more here. Let's see. Yeah, we can do another speed. We'll choose the top dialogue option to throw some into power, and then we'll probably try to squeeze one last speed training in here. Depending on the chances, it's going to be pretty low. Yeah, we'll do a wit training here. I don't want to risk a mood down at this point. And this is going to give us a little bit of energy back, so let's choose the top option here. And that's another good wit training for 43 points. Looking good so far. We do want to do some stamina training in a little bit, just to make sure we can actually compete at the longer races. We probably want our stamina up around a 400, 450, while still making sure that we're buying Swinging Maestro before the Tenno Show Spring. And that is another win, baby. Thank you, Manhattan Cafe, you absolute champion. And we got one turn before the Kikuka show. Coming on up. We got a rainbow training for 30, which actually sounds good to me. Let's do that. We'll buy Swinging Maestro. Speed level 4. Excellent. Good time to have that. And we got Professor of Curvature. Now, that is just a little bit of luck there. It's not always going to happen like that. But if it does, we will not be complaining. So, actually, no. Swinging Maestro is most important. Excellent. And now, as a late surger, we should be all good to go here. Let's go ahead, view the race, and we're going to be first place once again. Love to see it by 6 whole lengths over Gold Chip. Now, with 3 turns to the Arena Keenan, we are going to focus a little bit on getting some of that stamina up. We'll work harder, get some of that energy. And unless we have really good ones here, we're going to be throwing this into stamina. 22, we're up to 336. Excellent. And this is going to go into power here. We could do some training, but we're going to rest. Let's get some max energy before the Arima Keenan and get one good stamina training in here. Oh, yeah. We're going to have to do the wit, actually. We didn't have a single stack on stamina, so it was only 15 points, and that's going to help get our Super Creek up there and ideally give us the opportunity to get some solid training in prior to the Tenno show. Now we have 7 turns before the Tenno show spring. Plenty of energy, and it is time to stamina grind. We're also going to choose the stat option here. So we're going to choose the middle option. Spending too much time with Tachyon. It's not good for your health. All right, we'll do a speed training since no good stamina stack there. Bushel of carrots. Excellent. Love to see that. Always good to get that energy back. Excellent. Time for another speed training. Now, Super Creek, do your thing. Land on stamina. Give us some boosts here. Let's see, what do we got? No boost. We're going to do the stamina training anyway, since we do have a 23 there. And let's go stamina and skill points. 24, 23. We'll take the 23. What's going to give us enough energy just in case we do get the rainbow training via Super Creek. And we finally got it. That's a 34. That'll push us up over 400. And now that we're over 400, we can take a rest and crank everything into speed. That's basically it for the rest of this. Once you hit the Tenno show spring with 400 stamina, we are going to be pounding out the speed, ideally maxing if we can. but that's going to be all up to the heart of the cards. 24, good by me. I would have liked a 54, but you know what? You're doing all right, Manhattan Cafe. Let's go ahead and finish it up by buying our Professor of Curvature. And nope, we don't need any of that. Nope, don't need any of that. We'll go back, take home the gold. We got this. First place, 8 links coming up. 3.5. Okay, I mean, could have done better, but maybe that. So we were able to get top 3 in Tenno Show by taking home the gold. And now what we really need to do is focus on our speed training. So we'll do some wit when we don't have any other good options. But besides that, everything is going into speed. There we go, 33. Love to see it. Takarazuka Keenan should be a breeze. And we do have the beach training coming up, so let's take a rest. Just got the 50, that's fine by me. Mood up to great. We'll have great mood, almost max energy going into beach training, which is amazing. Here comes our 2,200 meter race, and it should be breeze. There we go, 5 lengths over Ryan. Bite it, Ryan. You're nothing. And 9 turns before the Japan Cup. That's a lot of training, especially going in the beach here. 61, wow. Just with Daiwa. Just with Daiwa Amati. That is awesome. Actually, you love to see that. Let's do power training. I want to make sure that power is getting up to an A as well. 25. Come on, speed cards. Where you at? King Kalo is pulling her weight. Where the rest of you at? King Kalo once again. And naturally, we get a really good one right after when we have no energy. So let's take a rest. Of course, that's how it plays out. And it's really late to get Charming. It's not really going to help us all that much, but that's fine. We'll take the power. Throw this into it. Come on, give us some good speeds. There we go, the double stack. The legendary double stack that we barely ever get on this channel. I'm kidding. We get it every now and then. Obviously, you see it more because I only post the good runs. Yeah, it's not rigged. I promise, it's not rigged. I do, I do have some really bad runs. I just, obviously, I just want to show the good one. Here comes that Japan Cup. 2,400 meters should not be a problem for us. And now we got 1 turn before the upcoming Arima Keenan. Our stats are looking good. Maybe we'll get some other good stacks here. Let's see. 25 is not what I want. So we're actually going to take a rest. That way we can do some solid training in the URA finals. Take this 2,500 meter. Again, as I repeat, pretty much in every single guide I do, once you get past the Spring Tenno Show, you're pretty much good to go. And we have all goals achieved, headed on into the URA finals. And what do we have here? Nothing good, but we're going to put it into speed anyway. We have enough energy to do 3 speed trainings. And we're doing all the speed trainings. Easy win. Easy win. Easy, easy, easy. It was actually only 2.5 lengths. I expected more, but who knows? Maybe it's our skills didn't proc. Advance to the semifinals. We got a 16. Really? You're really not gonna... All right, let's do stamina. Why not? Doesn't hurt to have a C+ in stamina. And we'll be getting our double S rank in speed anyways with our very last speed training, regardless of whether or not it's a good stack. 6 links in the semifinal. And it just keeps getting better, baby. And there we go, 44. Not maxing, but pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. Not bad at all. Our creeping shadow Manhattan Cafe has pulled off a very easy A. Stamina is one of the biggest hurdles for people in this game. So having that huge bonus to her stat for stamina, that 30% increase, is going to make this a significantly easier A to achieve for a lot of people that are having issues, you know, getting out from training just sprinters up to A. Now we do have an S in turf, A in long, and A in late. So let's make sure we're buying late and turf skills here. There's late. Probably don't have a lot given the supporter cards we chose. So let's get firm conditions. We got 122 to play with. Who can get us there? Long. I actually hate having 42 points left over, but those are all in our aptitudes, so I'm still happy with it. And just like that, this should be a low to mid A. Ooh, actually, that was a little bit over a midway. Nice. Very happy with that. We got 2 wit sparks, 2 long sparks, and let's take a look at our final stats. So this was a really quick one, mainly because Manhattan Cafe is, first of all, everybody's favorite Uma, but also she is just a very easy Uma to train. As far as non-sprinters go, she's probably one of the easiest. Having that stamina increase is just phenomenal, to be honest. The only other Umas that I would say that are comparable to training difficulty would be Ogre Cap. That's how easy it is to get an A on this one. Put those speed cards to use. Make sure you're training speed. Make sure you have just enough stamina to get through the Tenno Show Spring. If you don't have a Super Creek, use a support card that can give you something like Gourmand or Extra Tank. Corner Recoveries. Ketis and Black will actually have the opportunity to give Corner Recovery. Straight Away Recovery, also a good one. If you do struggle at the Tenno Show, do another career and just make sure to purchase some more blue skills prior to entering that race, and you should be good to go. But anyways, that's it for the guide today, guys. We did a really quick one. We are releasing another video later today to train her for PvP, and I didn't think we were going to be scouting her, but since we got lucky, we are going to be training her this afternoon on my live stream for the upcoming Libra Cup. I'm going to be replacing my Super Creek with her. Very happy we ended up scouting her, so overall, really good time. Now, I did cut it out, but I just had like a 3-minute coughing fit, so let me finish this off by saying, if you like the video, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment in the comment sections if you have any questions or comments you'd like to share, and make sure to subscribe for all future content. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. Bye-bye now.